Okay, I'm gonna do a little talking here. I'm gonna talk a little bit about joining the Marine Corps. I uh I don't remember. I joined the Marine Corps. I think before I went to work for Chance Vault. I don't remember what I was doing at the time. I know I was like a lot of these young folks nowadays. Korea, I thought Korea had attacked the United States. I didn't know they had a civil war over there, you know. But anyway, I went down. I decided I was going to do my patriotic duty, and I was going to join the Marine Corps. And I went down to the Dallas recruiting Marine Corps office. Oh Lord, they turned me down. I got flat feet. God, oh my God, that was I couldn't believe that they wasn't going to take me to the Marine Corps. I said, my God, you know. Only reason I wanted to go in the Marine Corps was my brother was in the Marine Corps in World War II, and my sister's first husband was ex-Marine, and so that's all I knew was Marines, you know. Anyway, I left that place. God, I just barely could see up over the soles of my shoes. I was feeling so low. You know, my God, I'm not even worthy to join the service. You know. So I got out in my car and I sat there for a few minutes and I said, I'm going to drive to Fort Worth. And I see if I can join up over there. So I drove over to Fort Worth, and sure enough, when I got over there and I tried to stand up, boy, I squinched my feet up. I mean, tell you, I walked around there with my feet scrunched up. You know, I had about an inch underneath the middle of my feet. I wasn't about to be called flat-footed in there. Anyway, talking to this Marine thing. Let me set this little thing over here just 1 second. I need to set this thing every time. Oh, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. Okay, I got it set. I got a little timer over here. I don't want to talk over about 15 minutes here if I get out of it. But anyway, they passed me, and but this recruiting guy, he asked me. He said, he noticed that I was married, you know, and had a kid. He said, you going to make a career out of the Marine Corps? And I said, no, sir. I just want to sign up for the duration of the Korean deal here. He said, well, why don't you join the reserves? And I said, what's that? I didn't know there was such a thing. You know, after all, I'm just a hayseed off the darn farm. I just got down on the back of a turnip truck. You know, I don't know about nothing. You know. But anyway, this guy he said, if you join the reserves, he said, if the war lasts only a couple of years, you'll get out. He said, if you sign up for a 4-year hitch, you'll have to stay in 4 years. And they said, you know, if you're not going to make a career out of it, you might ought to better think about signing up in the reserves. I said, well, that's fine. That's great. I'll do that. That's fine. I don't, you know, whatsoever. Anyway, I got signed up. Give me a train to catch and all that good stuff. And boy, on my way to, they're going to send me to San Diego, to MCRD, I think they call it, Marine Corps Recruit Depot. Anyway, on the way out there, I had visions of grandeur. Boy, I thought, now, you know, when I get out to San Diego, they're going to get all us applications, us new Marines, and we're going to march through downtown San Diego, and all the crowds are going to be clapping and cheering and, you know, and all that good stuff. And, oh, Lord have mercy. When I got to San Diego, you know, and they stopped the train out. It wasn't in no train station. I mean, it was just, heck, you look out the window and you'd see nothing but weeds. They must have stopped it on the track out in the middle of nowhere, it looked like. Anyway, I stepped off that train, and right off the darn bat, I realized that holy moly, this ain't gonna be nothing like I thought it was gonna be. You know, I got called some of the dirtiest names you ever heard in your life, and told that I was supposed to get my you-know-what over to this line, get in that line and shut your mouth and blah, blah, blah. Up 2, 3, 4, we marched into the thing here, and man, on the way over, I thought, what the heck did I get into here, you know? Oh, Lord of mercy. I thought I'd join up to serve my country. I didn't know they were going to treat me like I was a piece of crap. God, you know, certainly awful names they called us. The first thing they did, cut all my hair off, you know. And then they throwed a set of clothes at me and didn't fit, you know. Excuse me. Anyway, you know, I went there. God, the clothes didn't fit. Nothing fit. You know. Anyway, they marched us over to Quonset hut, and after we got our clothes, and we changed all our clothes and put all our uniforms on and everything. I mean, boy, we looked like a ragtag. You know, I mean, nothing. Nobody had clothes that fit them. Nothing I had fit me. Of course, they told me, "Don't worry about it. You'll grow into it." And I really did. I grew into it. I put on a lot of weight, even though everybody else, I think, lost weight. I put on all that exercise and stuff. Boy, I really grew up. You know, I was just a punk kid when I got there. You know, but boy, you grow up in a hurry. You know, oh Lord, I mean, the first thing that happened, one of the first things that happened, it was, you know, it was all kind of. I'd been in ROTC when I was in high school, so I already knew close order drill and manual arm and all that stuff. So I didn't have any trouble with none of that. I knew how to do order arms, you know, right shoulder, left shoulder, port arms, present arms, and all that good stuff. And, you know, I knew right flank march and left flank, column right and all, you know, column left, you know, and all that good stuff. I knew all about that. But anyway, about to, oh God, I don't know, maybe the first week I was there. One night they came in and it had to be DIs because they had insignias on their sleeves and stuff, and plus they had on a khaki uniform. Plus we all had on dungarees, you know, in green. And there were 3 guys that come in and got the guy on the top bunk ahead of me, and they woke me up and told me to come with them. So I went outside and with them and followed them outside. And boy, they beat this guy around. They slapped the crap out of him, you know. And right there, I lost my first little chunk of Christianity. See, up until that time, all the way through school, I'd always, you know, I've been telling you about all the fights I got into and people were doing wrong things to people. But, see, I stood there with my hands in my pocket. And I watched them DIs slap that guy around. I mean, they slapped the hell out of him. I mean, I ain't joking about it. I mean, you know, turned out that he had been peeing in the bed at night. And the way I guess he evidently didn't pee enough to where it come through the mattress and dripped on me. But evidently they must have checked them mattresses when we were out, you know, marching and drilling and everything. And anyway, he went back in that night. And the next morning, I don't know whether we drilled with us that day or not, but that afternoon we came in, his bunk was rolled up, and that's the last time I ever seen him. I didn't even know his name. You know, I don't even remember what he looked like. You know, that was one down and so many more to go. It wasn't too much longer after that till oh Lordy, till a guy come walking by my bunk there, and he was saying, Mama, I can't find you, Mama. Where are you, Mama? The last time I ever seen him. I don't know what they did with him. They hauled him off. I don't know if that was put on or whether he was just trying to get out of the service or what. But that was 2 that I didn't know either one of them name, and I say there's 2 that I know of. What I mean is, I don't know their names. I just know they didn't make it through boot camp, you know. And there's another one out there. We had rifle inspection. We hadn't been there too long. We had rifle inspection, and I was about maybe 5 or 6 in the front row from the head of it. But as we were facing, the DI started to the right of me, and as he came down, you know, he was inspecting rifles like they do, lay them up and look to the barrel and all that jazz and everything, you know. And he got to the guy right next to me, and he took the guy come to port arms, and the DI grabbed his rifle, and he'd done all the little shenanigans that they do, and they looked through the barrel and all that stuff. And when he handed it back, that rifle back to the guy, he hit him in the chest with it and knocked him back about 2 foot, and the rifle hit the ground. Oh my goodness, I never heard this guy just lost it, boy. I'm going to tell you. He cussed the Marine Corps, he cussed the DI, he cussed the United States of America, he cussed just the wind, I think he cussed the seamen, he cussed, oh God, I don't know what all he cussed. He was still cussing when the MPs come and got him and hauled him off. You know? That was 3 that was gone. The next morning, after I got through chowing down, you know, they come and got me and took me over to a building somewhere. I don't know where the devil it was. You know, it was up 2-3, and they marched me over there. I didn't get to walk over there. I got a 1-2-3 note over there. You know, up 2-3. You know, I was standing out in the hall, and some Navy officer. I don't know anything about naval uniforms. I don't know what the heck he was. You know, but anyway, he opened the door. I was sitting out in the hall with this guard that was taking care of me. He opened the door and motioned me to come in, and I come in, and I walked up on they told me to get up on the stand there, and I put my hand on the Bible and on, did all that stuff. And then some dude come up and he asked me, "What did you hear so-and-so say?" That's the first time I ever heard his name, but I don't remember what it was. And I told him, what else could I do? You know, man, I wasn't going to go home, but I wasn't going to lie to him. I'm sorry about the guy doing what he did and everything, but, you know, we're all in a fix, you know. I had to do a lot of crap before it was over with, you know, but anyway, I don't know what happened to him. After I got through, they didn't have, only one person did it, so evidently he didn't have no defense, you know. I think all the stuff I said was for the prosecutor. I don't think anybody asked me any questions from the defense. I don't even know if he had one, you know. I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing about what that's going on. I ain't going to say nothing about it because I don't know nothing about it. All I know is they marched me back to the company I was in. It turned out I was in pretty good shape. I was one of the few people. We did a lot of calisthenics and a lot of marching and stuff. And honest to God, I did not think that there was any way that anybody, including the Marine Corps, could turn me into a killer. It ain't gonna happen. You know, you can't do that to me. I'm a Christian, and you ain't gonna turn me into no dead cotton picking killer, you know. But they did. Boy, I'll tell you, I got a lot more to say about that. I'm not through talking about that. You know, I got into a lot of trouble, and I got to close this one down here in a few minutes, but I want to go a little bit longer. I got made right guide. See, it was I think they noticed right off the bat that I knew the manual of arms, and I knew the close order drills and all that stuff, and so they made me right guide. I don't know if some of you folks don't know what right guide is. He's a guy that's up on the front of the platoon. It's over on the right-hand side. When you march on parades, you carry that little pole with a little platoon flag on it. And boy, I want you to know, these 2 DIs that was doing us, they must have been good ones because they had 10 or 12 of them darn flags. I guess they won them for having the best platoon or something. I don't know. Boy, it had a bunch of them. You know, I said it that. But see, that back under when I was plowing them fields and things and laying off them rows and stuff, I learned how to march straight by lining up objects, you know. So I made a good right guide, even to do say so myself, you know. and but I got a big story to tell. I got to stop this one, and I'll start the next one and tell. I'm going to continue with this stuff because there's more to this, and I got to talk about. Okay, I'm going to stop this.